Proud of the leadership on our football team and the preparation by our coaches. I thought those guys were very well prepared for an outstanding opponent in Miami. We played 7 true freshmen. We plan to play more. Those guys played very well, worked hard, and we look forward to playing more this year. Very proud of winning the turnover margin. 0 turnovers for the offense was a phenomenal feat against a defense that thrives on causing turnovers, and +2 turnovers for our defense. Special teams I thought was excellent. Cole Tracy at 4 of 4. The first block punt we had called, we had a guy wide open. We need to get better at practice blocking those punts. That was perhaps a touchdown there. We made a couple errors in the kicking game that I know Coach McMahon is going to fix this week. We should have fair caught one of our kickoffs. Would have given us better field position. But other than that, I thought that Coach McMahon did a superb job of putting our guys in special situations. Proud of Nick Brissett. Nick has waited his turn here. I thought he did an excellent job of the game, both blocking and running. And I was proud of Jacob Phillips. I thought Jacob had an excellent game. I know that we want to eliminate the penalty that he had, but I thought he stepped in and did very well. On to Southeast Louisiana. Obviously, we are very excited to play at home. Tiger Stadium, that's what we wait all year for. I know it's going to be a great crowd. Our players are excited. A lot of new coaches, their first time in Tiger Stadium. A lot of new players, their first time at Tiger Stadium. Tiger Walk's going to be phenomenal, and we have a great week of preparation. Today is Tell the Truth Monday. We're going to treat it as such. Tomorrow will be a combination day between Tuesday and Wednesday. Then we'll get back to no repeat Thursday and focus Friday and get ready to play the game on Saturday. A little bit about Southeastern. I'm friends with Frank Selfo. He is a fantastic coach. He's a good man. He's a good recruiter. He's going to do great things in Hammond. He's already started. They played ULM very tight. He has an offensive scheme that they run all the right plays, all the right formations, all the right motions. He does a lot of things that give us problems. So when they're working on him right now, he operates out of a spread. He had 31 points per game. He had Chase Virgil, dual threat quarterback with a good arm. Devontae Williams, a good player. And that's good players all over the field there at Southeast Louisiana for his league. And I know that he's going to do a very good job at that. On defense, they're very multiple. They're 3-4. They only have 2 returning starters. Matt Wright, their free safety, and Tremarcus Russell's 2 of their best players. On special teams, we just watched them this morning. Their punt coverage was ranked 14 in their division last year. They have some good players, some good skilled players, so we know that those guys are going to come in there and give us their best shot. It's not going to be about them. It's always going to be about the LSU Tigers. Our goal this week is to prepare each week the same, treat every opponent the same, and prepare at a championship level each week. One of the things that didn't go right in the game was we lost K'Lavon Chaisson for the year. He will be out for the year, and I just met with K'Lavon and talked to his grandmother. I feel bad for him. He's a great young man. He had totally dedicated himself to this year, and but he's going to get through this. This is going to pass for him, and he'll have a great career down the road. I know his teammates are very sad that he is going to be out the rest of the year, but we're going to have to step up, and guys will step up at that position. Any questions?
Could you also provide an update on Adrian McGee?
Excuse me?
Adrian McGee?
Adrian McGee?
Yeah, how's he doing?
Yeah, he's out. Yep. 2 or 3 weeks.
Coach, it seemed like one of the big moments in the game was in the first quarter when Miami had those 2 drives into your territory, and you were able to, on the first one, stop it, hold them to a field goal, and the second they missed. How big was that for your defense and your offense to allow them to get their feet under them at that
momentum? I think it was critical. You know, we knew the strong point of our football team would be our defense to start off, and we had to go out there and stop them. And our defense did this. On offense, we were struggling a little bit to start with. And one of the things was the new rule after the kickoff and the 40-second stop, the 40-second clock starts right away. So we need to get used to that. We weren't used to that, so we had to call a couple of timeouts. I was most proud of our offense that we made that adjustment, that we didn't panic. Coach Hinsminger didn't panic. We didn't panic on the sideline. We got it fixed, and we had an explosive second quarter.
Coach, who do you expect to step up in K'Lavon's spot? Are you going to try to do multiple?
Yeah, we have several guys there. You know, Ray Thornton can play both sides. Andre Anthony can play. Travis Moore can play. And we have Jarrell Cherry there, freshman that can play there. So that is a spot that we have some depth at, and we're going to see this week who's the best guy to put in that position.
Ed, back right. How much autonomy does Joe have to audible at the line? And from your experience, how rare is that in college football today to have a quarterback that you're comfortable enough to let him change the play?
Well, there are several plays that we'll double call, and Steve will give him the ability to change the play at the line of scrimmage. Every play, especially on third down, he's able to change the protection if he needs to. And we have confidence that Joe can do that. I do believe that Steve's going to give him more autonomy as the season goes on because he's a quarterback that's able to do that.
Hey, Coach, Avery Atkins, when did he kind of show up on your radar and, the job that he did?
You know, first of all, every coach is in charge of his area in recruiting. Everybody has an area. Then everybody's in charge of their position on the board. And I tell them to take control of their position. Well, Coach Greg McMahon has done just as good as anybody I've ever been around of taking control of his position. And Coach went out and found Avery Atkins and told me, he says, Coach, I got the best kickoff guy for you in the country. We met Avery. He came as a preferred walk-on and gave him the opportunity later on to earn a scholarship, which I do believe he will when it becomes available. And I got to give the credit for Coach McMahon. He identified him, went get him, and I want to thank Avery's parents for having him come here. And I think he's going to be very successful here at LSU.
Coach, in the back here, you said last week that you think you're better than a lot of people say you are. How do you think you proved that against Miami?
I think we were consistent on offense. We went against a very good defense. We didn't turn the ball over, scoring 33 points. I think those things happened. We shut them down for the most part. We weren't able to shut down their running game. We gave up only 2 explosive passes. I thought their receivers were very well. Maybe some of the best receivers we played since we've been here. They were a very good football team. So, we went beginning of the year with, I believe, 11 new guys at starting positions. They performed very well. Now, we got a long ways to go. That is not the best team we're going to play. Everybody knows that. I don't know where they at in the ranking of the teams we're going to play. The schedule's going to get tougher, but we need to improve as the season gets on to get to where we want to go.
Coach, Bedara stepped in for Adrian McGee. Now that you've got a chance to look at the film, how do you think he performed?
Very well. Very well. Solid. Made a couple of mistakes, but you know what? There was a lot of mistakes made, and we go back and we look at the film. There's a lot of mistakes made on defense, a lot of mistakes made on special teams and on offense. And the best thing is that when you can win, guys are going to listen to you. You can go in there in a constructive manner and fix it. I thought Bedara stepped in, showed some maturity, showed some physicality. Obviously, there's some things that he can get fixed. We need to get better at really quick.
Coach, the fourth down conversion seemed to be one of the kind of turning points to start the momentum. It was a very decisive, quick decision. Is it like going into the game? Did you know you were going to do that in that opportunity? And then either way, what made you confident that it would work out?
We've been practicing our 22 package, going straight ahead all spring, going against a pretty good defense. And we have an analytics program, and the book tells us to go for it if it's 4th and 1. So we do it. We do a comprehensive study during the week, and then on the sideline, analytics will let me know that the book says if you can go for it or not, and then I make the decision. I don't know if the book said to go for it or not. We were going for it that time.
Coach, here in the back, A lot of new faces in that secondary. How did you evaluate their performance? What did you like, and what areas of improvement did you
Yeah,
identify?
I thought overall really well. And, we put Grant towards the line of scrimmage in a sub package. I thought he rushed the quarterback very well, had some hurries. I thought Jacoby Stevens was closer to the line of scrimmage, did some good things. Calvin Joseph did some good things. Christian Fulton did some good things. Gritty was gritty. I thought he played excellent. The two plays that we were disappointed in was the 3rd and 18, the conversion there. There was a missed assignment. The technique wasn't played right, and that's something that I know that Dave is disappointed in. We want to eliminate. The long ball was a good catch, a good throw and catch. Those things are going to happen. We missed some sacks. We need to get better at that. But I think overall, those are the things on defense that we know we can fix. There's some technique stuff at each position that I know guys are going to want to fix, and some assignment errors that we're going to fix.
Down here on your left, Coach, what was conversations like last night when you guys talked to, last night, recruits after the game, and what does a opening season win or a neutral site win like that in Texas do for kind of recruiting momentum?
Yeah, it was huge. It was a good night. You can feel a lot of energy. A lot of the offensive players were really excited about the offense. And I remember talking to several offensive players, especially the skill position, in the summer. And I wanted them to commit to say, Coach, I don't want to commit yet. I want to see how the new offense is going to look. So I was ready for them to commit last night, but they weren't ready yet. But I think that they liked the offense. They liked the direction it's going in, and I think that was huge for us. On defense, obviously everybody was excited the way we played. That interception, there was a great shot. We did an interception drill this all fall camp. Our guys, teaching our guys to go block for each other and to score. And that interception drill, there was 5 or 6 LSU Tigers sprinting into the end zone. I think that was indicative of the way we played defense.
Back right, Coach. 2, if you don't mind. Could you update Thad Moss, Eric Monroe, and then also, have you all talked about the plan with Miles with the new redshirt rule and how you plan to approach it?
Yeah. Hopefully Thad will play this week. He's questionable. Hopefully he'll play. Who's the other guy you asked about? Yeah, Eric is not ready to play yet. Miles, our second-team quarterback. I'd mentioned to Steve going into the fourth quarter, putting in Miles, letting him play, but they scored those points, so it was too close. Not that Miles couldn't have went in, done a good job, but we're going to treat him just like we treat the second-team quarterback. And if Joe's struggling, we're going to put him in.
Coach, right down here. You guys ran a 24 defense against Miami. Was that something that you guys planned against just for Miami, just to throw a wrinkle in against them, or is that something we can see hopefully going into the future?
Yeah, that's the sub-package we're going to use versus certain personnel groupings that we feel that we're very strong at, so you're going to see it again.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about the struggles on third down? How much of that was what Miami was doing? How much of that is just first game, getting that together? And then also just the passing game in general, and doing a little bit better there.
We struggled in protection. We were not as solid in protection as we wanted to. Joe was under duress. Thankfully, his arm was going forward. I thought that was a huge play in the ball game right there where they had recovered it for a touchdown. They called that back. So there was not a lot of time. There were still some drop balls. There still was some busted routes. But I think those things are going to get, those first game, there was a lot of new receivers out there for the first time. There was a couple of balls that were behind, weren't on the money. So it was a combination of all the things. First game, a lot of new starters against a very, very good defense.
Down here, you mentioned K'Lavon was out for the season, but is it an ACL tear?
K'Lavon's out for the season.
Coach, on the Jamar Chase long ball, where back here, the Jamar Chase long ball, where it looked like he maybe scored.
Yeah.
Y'all hurried down the line,
Yeah.
run another play. Replay shows maybe there was some confusion whether we would catch it. Like, what was the decision-making process behind not allowing that to go to review and
Yeah.
trying to just go ahead and punch it in?
Yeah, because there was a question whether he was out of bounds, and there was a question whether he scored. So we didn't want it to get overturned that he was out of bounds. So we wanted to hurry up and run the play. Obviously, that's why we did it. Could have went both ways.
Ed, down here in front, I guess front right for you. What'd you see on film from Sadiq and Garrett? It seemed like most of the big runs and important plays in the game went right in between those two guys.
Say it again now.
What did you see on film from Sadiq and Garrett on the
Yeah,
left side of the line?
I
It seemed
thought
like
they did. Yeah, I got you. Very well. And I will say this: I thought Jerry Willis had a fantastic game. I want to give him credit. I thought he played very, very well. And but there were some holes there. Lloyd did some good things. Damian Lewis did some good things. Most of that big run that you saw was an outside zone, where we started outside zone to the left, and we cut the backside. There was there were penetrating defense, and we cut the backside legally, obviously, and that was a good game plan by offense.
Back right. You got a lot of players from Mississippi and Alabama with the hurricane and the Gulf. Are you all taking any precautions with their players and their families?
Yeah, sure. We're going to identify anything that may go on. Actually, make sure our guys' family's okay, so they can concentrate on the task at hand. But we'll talk to all our players in the team meeting today.
Ed, I think we were all a little surprised when Leonard Fournette went out there for the first play of the game, but then he didn't really play much after that. What kind of went into that decision?
Say it again.
What kind of went into the decision to give Leonard the first?
You know, there's certain plays our guys run very well. That's one thing that Steve Ensminger does very well. Puts guys in position that they can perform that certain skill in that play, and that's what you saw. Fournette was in the first play, and then Chris Curry was in the second play. And Nick Brossett's our starting tailback, so you go figure it out. I was doing the same thing.
Coach, back here, back right again. Lloyd Cushenberry is one of the big question marks going into this game,
Yeah.
making his first collegiate start against a very good defense. How did Cushenberry do after watching the film?
A+. I thought he played probably the best of any offensive lineman besides Damian Lewis. I thought he did very well. Now, those guys were moving. It wasn't a zero nose tackle. Those guys were moving and stuff like that, and he's agile and he can pick that stuff up. We'll see when he plays a zero.
Coach, I was going to ask you, too, about Leonard got out there. You threw a couple passes to D. Anderson. You played a lot of people. Is that good for team morale that guys know that, well, I may only get one or two plays, but I will get a couple plays?
We want to play a lot of guys, and we want to put them in specific positions where their skill set fits our offense. And that's one thing that Steve does a bunch. And we have a lot of good athletes. I want our guys to stay fresh, use a lot of guys, and he's doing it. Anybody else?
Ed, back right. Sorry. I'm kind of hogging the mic today. Tyler Shelvin kind of tweeted over the weekend. He was disappointed, I guess, not playing. It's kind of cryptic. Have you spoken to him?
Yeah. Tyler and I talk a lot. I recruited Tyler, and I believe Tyler's going to be an excellent player here. And obviously, we had a very good conversation. All right, guys. Have a good day.